What is going on, YouTube? This is Black Bigot. I'm coming to you live in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is the first time I've ever been in this city. So far, so good. So anyways, I am standing in front of Mount Olivet Mausoleum. We are here in, again, New Orleans, Louisiana. So the reason why I'm here today is because I wanted to show you the grave or the crypt of one of the most famous rappers that ever came out of this city. He's a guy that I used to listen to a little bit when I was younger. I used to listen to a lot of rap music. He is commonly referred to as Magnolia Slim within the city, but a lot of people will know him as Soulja Slim. He was a rapper that was signed to Cash Money Records. He was a very, very good rapper, very underrated. He is often referred to as the Tupac of the South, or the Tupac of Louisiana. So right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about him and how he ended up here. He lived a rather crime-ridden life. Basically, what he rapped about on CDs and tapes, he actually did in the streets. So he really was about his business, quote unquote. So with that being said, let's go take a look, and we're gonna go find Magnolia Slim. So James Adaryl Tapp, also known as Soulja Slim, also known as Magnolia Slim, he was actually the songwriter of that song by Juvenile, Slow Motion for Me. She working that back, I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me, slow motion for me, slow motion for me, move it slow motion for me. He actually wrote that song. He was killed on November 23rd of 2003 in the Gently neighborhood. He was killed right in front of his mom and dad's house. And weird enough, the following month, a man by the name of Jarrell Smith was arrested for his murder. Police found the gun that actually killed Soulja Slim in Jarrell Smith's possession. But this guy, Jarrell Smith, he was a bad egg. This guy was so dangerous and so known as just a straight killer in the New Orleans city that there was no one that was willing to testify against him, and they had absolutely no evidence, and they had to let him go. By 2008, Jarrell Smith was arrested for 3 more murders. This guy, again, just a bad guy, very, very bad guy. And of course, you live by the gun and you die by the gun. The same man, Jarrell Smith, was later killed in 2011. You know, you live in the streets. You act like that in the streets, you're gonna die. You're gonna die in the streets. Shantae Danielle Hewlett, age 38, passed away on December 31, 2016 in Hong Kong. She was a daughter of Shannon W. and the late Barbara Sanford Hewlett. Shantae grew up in the New Orleans neighborhood and graduated from Benjamin Franklin High School. She received a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering with minors in architectural studies, robotics, and automation from Tulane University. Shantae was nearing the completion of her master's in urban and regional planning at the University of New Orleans. After Hurricane Katrina, she relocated to Richmond, Virginia, and returned to New Orleans in 2014 and continued her employment with the U.S. Green Building Council in Washington, D.C. as a professional engineer. I had to stop to show this lady's marker. She was very, very, very pretty. I had to Google her. I don't know how she died, but very young. She wasn't even 40 yet. I was talking to the guy about where Soulja Slim was. He was just going to show me on the computer, but I prefer to just walk around here. So I wanted to give him honorable mention. He told me about a guy that he grew up with in school, a rapper by the name of Messi Maya, or Messi Maya. I forgot which one it was. But his claim to fame is that apparently Beyonce had sampled his voice in one of her songs, and it looks like she didn't give him any credit towards sampling his voice on her song. So he's somewhere here. I don't know where his marker is. I kind of don't have time to go look for it because I got to get going. But just want to give a quick shout out to Messi Maya, or Messi Maya. He was shot and killed in the 7th Ward, 2010. So these pictures are of a young boy, 17 years old, Devon Martez. So he was shot and killed in July by a sheriff deputy out here in New Orleans. So the deputy seen him and another guy rolling these rims down the street. Apparently they had just stole them, and so they told him to stop. This guy pulled out a gun and aimed it at the cop and pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. So the officer took out his gun and killed him. There is a surveillance video of the reported incident. So another black kid with pretty sure no father in the home. You know, you live in the streets, you die in the streets, and you can tell this guy has a lot of kind of middle finger pictures. So still sad nonetheless. You know, you're young, you're stupid, what can you do? You know what I mean? And here we are, last but not least, the infamous gangster himself, Soulja Slim. So the guy that killed Soulja Slim, his name was Jarrell Smith. Basically, he was killed over it was pretty much a record label rivalry. After he died in November of 2003, somebody had came into the sheriff's department and pretty much told the department that Soulja Slim was responsible for a rather grisly murder just in the 2 months before he died. They had kidnapped somebody, killed them, chained up their body with cinder blocks and threw it into the lagoon. Now, there's no proof that this guy actually did the murder, but you know, the man that went into the department after Soulja Slim got killed, I mean, you got to kind of think, what does he have to gain by implicating Soulja Slim in that murder? But also the sheriff's department, they had named him also in some other murders. So again, you know, who knows what he did? Who knows what happened? So he was actually buried in his cutthroat committee uniform and jewelry. As you can see right there, somebody put a army fatigue bandana. That's what he was buried in, all fatigues and all his jewelry from his album cover. Young guy is only 26 years old, and this guy, he was actually probably going to be a very, very, very huge rap star. I mean, he was already a pretty big rap star, but this guy was on the verge of really, really blowing up and just becoming you know, a multi-millionaire. Anyways, I'm concluding the video now. Kind of sad. I just got one final word before I depart this place. I've seen a lot of markers here with a lot of young people, and I tell you guys, honest to God, I tell you the truth, I value every day that I live. I value every day that I breathe. You know, because there's been a bunch of times where I could have got killed myself. Yeah, sometimes I kind of wonder why I did it. But I'll just tell you this: always value your life every day, because you know, at the end of the day, one day sooner or later, we're all going to end up here. Maybe not this very spot, but somewhere in the ground, somewhere with our ashes scattered somewhere in this planet. You know, we come from the earth, and we always will return to the earth. Always value your life.